This is WNEP TV 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, Jack Ruland in Skycam 16, meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Tim Carlson Sports. This is Newswatch 16.
Good evening. Karen Harch has the night off. I'm Nolan Johannes. People were giving the gift of life today on behalf of a Wilkes-Barre teenager who died. Friends of 16-year-old Christopher Fiser came out to donate their blood in his honor. Christopher died almost 2 weeks ago in a car accident. Newswatch 16's Mark Davis was with the boy's mother today. She works with an area blood program.
If you didn't know Sheila Walters, you wouldn't believe she just lost her son 13 days ago. Sheila is the one who puts together many of the details for many of the local blood drives, and she's already back to work. That's because it's the way she feels her son would have wanted it.
Chris was the kind of kid, he was involved in everything. He touched so many people's lives, and he has given me a peace in my heart and the strength to go on, because I know it's what Chris would want.
Chris was only 16 when he died. This picture from a prom this past May. He was thrown from a car involved in this accident on Route 309 in Kingston Township. He would have been a senior this fall at Myers High School in Wilkes-Barre. Mary Olszewski is also a member of the senior class at Myers, and she gladly gave up part of her summer day to honor her friend.
It was very important because I was one of his closest friends, and I felt that all of his friends should come out and give blood in his honor.
Ken Brill is described as one of Chris's closest friends, who really now had a reason to give blood.
Well, I felt it was worth the time to come down and give blood, knowing that, a good friend died and they can always help somebody.
The theme of this blood drive was picked long before the accident and the events of the last couple of weeks, but it really hits home today. That's because the theme is donate blood and show your love. And for the friends and family of Chris Fiser, that's exactly what's happening. Mark Davis, Newswatch 16, Wilkes-Barre.
There are efforts underway to get rid of the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit on U.S. highways. That battle is being led by western states with lots of wide-open spaces. 2 U.S. senators from Nevada and Idaho met with President Reagan over that issue yesterday and say the president feels strongly each state should be allowed to make up its own mind about the top speed. Idaho Senator Stephen Sims came out of the meeting saying enforcing the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit actually hurts police law enforcement.
In the middle parts of the day to slow the speed limit down when they need those people from a safety standpoint working at bar closing time to keep the drunks off the highways.
So what about Pennsylvania and the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit? Well, Newswatch 16's Valerie Divine today talked to both PennDOT and people who use our area highways, that is, and Valerie's live right now along Interstate 81 in Lackawanna County. Valerie?
Well, Nolan, it was back in the 1970s when the speed limit was changed from 65 to what it is now, 55. It was changed to save on gasoline during the energy crisis. Now, many people argue that driving 55 not only saves gas, it also saves lives, and they'd like to see things stay that way. There's no question that 55 saves lives. According to figures released from the National Transportation Safety Board, since 1974, between 6,000 and 9,000 lives have been saved across the country thanks to a 55-mile-per-hour speed limit. In Pennsylvania alone, that's 250 to 350 people still alive today. PennDOT District Engineer Mike Ryan says it's figures like that that prove the speed limit should stay where it's at.
Since we've gotten used to the 55, the energy savings and the reduced fatalities, from an engineering point of view, we would be very reluctant to see the speed limit go back up.
Now, some people argue enforcing a 55-mile-per-hour speed limit ties up police officers when they could be doing other things like cutting down on drunk drivers. People who make their living on the road, like these truck drivers, think the speed limit should be raised simply because it would save them time and money.
At 60, 65 miles an hour, it's averaged out to like a mile a minute. And at 55, it cuts it down and everything, and you get there a lot quicker.
Yeah, I think it should be raised. It should be brought up to 65 miles an hour. People are responsible enough to drive at that speed, the safe speed. They're doing it anyway.
Now, one state trooper I talked with says he feels that is true, that people by nature just want to go faster. He says even if the speed limit is changed to 65, people will still drive 10 miles faster than that. Valerie Divine, Newswatch 16, live with the Instacam along Interstate 81 in Lackawanna County. Nolan?
Thank you, Valerie. Newswatch 16 would like to know what you think about the 55-mile-per-hour speed limit, and we would like you to join in our Newswatch 16 phone survey. Do you think Pennsylvania should raise its interstate speed limit to 65 miles per hour? If you say yes, we should boost the speed limit. Call 1-900-720-3720. That's 1-900-720-3720 if you say yes. If you say no, we should not raise the speed limit to 65. Call 1-900-720-4720. That's 1-900-720-4720 if you say no. Remember, AT&T will charge you 50 cents for that call. The lines are open till 9 tonight for our unscientific survey, and we'll repeat these telephone numbers later in this newscast. And when Newswatch 16 continues, the search for the cause of a fire in Factoryville. Plus, Jerry Gartenberg in Action 16 helping a mountaintop man with an uncomfortable situation.
Would you care to attend the dance with me? Julie, this is Steve. Steven. Julie, want to go to the dance? Steve. Steve, in biology. You will? You sure?
Whenever you need us, we'll be there.
Where does great beer taste come from? It comes from way up here, from the north, from the rich heart of Canada. Because this is where the taste of Black Label was born. Rich, full body, and now brewed right here in America with the crisp, fresh taste of Canada. That's where the taste of Black Label comes from. Enjoy Black Label. Great Canadian heritage at a great American price.
A mountaintop man was in an uncomfortable spot every time he sat in his easy chair. So he asked Action 16's Jerry Gartenberg to ease him out of that situation. Jerry's live now in his office to explain.
Well, working out that situation, Nolan, was no easy trick. Now, I want to ask you a question. If you bought a custom-made chair for $2,200, what would you expect? Jack Sabloff says he expected the chair to live up to the company's promise.
Well, I bought the chair on the basis that it would provide hours and hours of comfort and relaxation, according to their advertising and according to the salesman's pitch.
But after nearly a year of back and forth in this chair and a year of back and forth with the Contour Lounge Company of Trevose, Pennsylvania, Jack Sabloff was in the same spot. Stuck with a chair, he says, gave him a pain in the back. Stuck with a contract that put his back up against the wall.
Legally, I was aware that I had signed a contract and that I couldn't force them to take the chair back, but I felt that any responsible company should be willing to do that.
At first, the Contour Lounge Company was only willing to adjust the chair. Jack says it didn't seem to help. But after Action 16 sprang into action, the company adjusted its thinking. I was at Jack Sabloff's house when company representatives picked up the chair and dropped off a $1,500 refund.
Well, I have a sense of relief, and I have I think that the company finally showed some responsibility that they should have shown.
Well, the company actually showed some class in giving Jack Sabloff most of his money back, even if it took a little prodding from Action 16. After all, Contour could have just said, "You signed a contract with us, buddy," and that's that. Now, before you sign your name on the dotted line, make sure you're dealing with a product you can count on and a company that stands behind what it sells. If you still need help, you can write to me here at Action 16. You can see our address. It's Box 16 in Avoca, Pennsylvania, and the zip is 18641. Now back to Nolan.
Thank you, Jerry. We'll repeat our speed limit phone survey questions next and give you the phone numbers to call. And Chief Meteorologist Tom Clark will have his weather watch.
Oh, yeah. Cool as can be, isn't it? Yeah, it's nice. I love it. When we come back, I'll tell you when it'll heat up again. You're watching Newswatch 16 on WNEP TV, and we're proud to serve Honesdale and all of Wayne County.
A&A Auto Parts Stores asks you, does your car sway too much, especially around corners? Or does it sometimes bottom out on severe impact? You don't need a new car. You need new shock absorbers. Gabriel Gas Rider shocks. Pressurized nitrogen gas improves resistance for more efficient damping and more responsive handling than you get from ordinary shocks. You also find Gabriel gas-charged struts and cartridges available. Gabriel Gas Rider shocks for as low as $14.95 at any one of your local A&A Auto Parts stores.
2 for 1, 2 for 1. 2 sets of prints for 1 low price.
Share the memories. Let Ray and Derek process your film and get 2 sets of prints for 1 low price. Then pick your favorite photo and get a big 5x7 print free. A set to keep, a set to share, and a 5x7 free from Ray and Derek Drugstores.
Your 2-for-1 photo store.
Here are the phone numbers once again for tonight's Newswatch 16 phone survey. Our question, do you think Pennsylvania should raise its interstate speed limit to 65 miles per hour? Now, if you say yes, we should boost the speed limit. Call 1-900-720-3720. That's 1-900-720-3720. If you say no, we should not boost the speed limit to 65, call 1-900-720-4720. That's 1-900-720-4720. AT&T will charge you 50 cents for your call. The phone lines are open till 9 tonight, and we'll have the results of our unscientific Newswatch 16 phone survey tonight on The Update. Well, let's go out to Tom right now and find out if we'll have more cool weather like we did this morning. Tom?
Nolan, thank you, sir, and good evening, everybody. A beautiful evening in the backyard tonight. Some sunshine now, some cirrus clouds overhead. Let's jump into our Weather Watcher reports this evening, beginning in the Poconos. Mike Sabrick at Tobyhanna checks in with a 70 now under mostly clear skies. Bob Rosina in Carverton, 72 at his place, partly cloudy. And Bill Spear in Slim Valley, Juniata County, says it's 76 out his back door and some sunshine there as well this evening. In our backyard now, it is lovely. The temperature now holding right about in the low 70s. 71 now. 48% humidity, that's nice and low. The wind east at 6. And the barometer holding steady at 30.24. It's up quite high for the summer season. Today's high, 71 degrees after a cool start. 53 here, 49 at my place this morning. 96 back in 1944, a beautiful day a year ago. And there's a beautiful view today from Mount Pocono State Park, deep in the heart of the Poconos. Again tonight, the Earth is passing through the orbit of an old comet, resulting in more than the usual number of meteors. The particles burning up in the upper atmosphere at a height of about 30 miles high. And we've had reports of up to 6 meteors in 30 seconds last night. And so the display this year, the Perseid meteor shower, is quite good. You might want to get outside and check it out again tonight. Look anywhere in the sky, preferably up towards the northeast after midnight. You may be surprised to see quite a nice display of meteors this evening. Here's the latest cloud view. Notice the upper air winds, a moist flow out of the southwest. Looking to the north today, it was nice and blue, but kind of cloudy elsewhere, and this is going to be the pattern over the next couple of days as this cloud line, this stalled front, remains in position. So here we go. For tonight, it'll stay dry, though. The first quarter moon in the west, a few high clouds overhead. Honesdale, 50. And I'd like to say hi to all the boys and girls and moms and dads I spoke to today at the West Hazelton High School. Low down there tonight, about 50. Out to the west, Loganton, 49. Wheelersville, Sullivan County, 46 tonight. And the breeze will be light. Here's the sunrise time for tomorrow morning, 6:10. 8:06. Sunset tomorrow. Overnight, partly cloudy, 54. Cloudy to partly sunny tomorrow, kind of like today, but a few more clouds. It'll stay dry, though, 72 for the high. Then mostly cloudy, again some breaks of sun on Thursday, maybe a shower, and then it warms up. Late Friday into Saturday, back into the 80s. A thunderstorm is possible Saturday. Some more stargazing again tonight, Nolan. Join me.
All right, Tom, we'll be there. Thank you, sir. The Sports Watch is next with Tim Carlson, and tonight Tim continues his preseason look at the New York Jets and the potentially high-powered offense.
Another hard day on the prowl. I'll just take a short cat nap. Hey, something's changed here. Some new contemporary furniture from Town & Country Furniture Gallery blends nicely with the traditional. Better check out the rest of the house. Wow, this new bed accentuates the existing decor. I wonder what else is new. Oh, a new glass dining room table. It's perfect. Yep, when it comes to furniture, Town & Country Furniture, 253 South Main, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, is the cat's meow.
Ocean Spray
makes the unique cranberry taste so good.
Cranberry juice cocktail
Makes you feel so good because it gives your body what it needs.
Cranberry juice cocktail
Tastes so good and makes you feel so good because it's Ocean Spray.
And you know that's good.
Cranberry juice cocktail Cranberry juice cocktail
It's good for you, America, from Ocean Spray.
Well, for the second day, one Carbon County community is without water. Almost 1,500 customers of the Nesquehoning Water Authority lost water service over 32 hours ago when a main broke on the grounds of the Kovatch Company. Water officials had hoped to have it fixed after last midnight. Today, however, a private contractor had to be called in. Nesquehoning residents can get drinking water from National Guard water buffaloes at the Youth Center on Railroad Street in the Carbon County borough. Well, the question is a former Philly on the way to the White Sox? Tim?
And the answer is yes,
wow.
Nolan. Half of the mystery concerning Steve Carlton and George Foster going to the Chicago White Sox is solved. Just about an hour ago, the Sox announced they claimed pitcher Steve Carlton on waivers and that he will make his American League debut tonight in Detroit against the Tigers. But there's still no official word from Chicago about former Met George Foster. Rumors flying around that Foster will sign with the White Sox very soon. I called Chicago this afternoon. The White Sox front office told me they had no comment on the Foster rumor. The New York Jets had one of the most potent offensive units in the NFL last season. As a matter of fact, they finished 4th overall among NFL teams. Led by the league's top-rated passer from 1985, Ken O'Brien, the Jets think they can put even more points on the board this year. Albie Oxenrider takes us into the Jets' offensive huddle to meet their big guns in Part 2 of his preseason series.
Touchdowns were a common sight for the New York Jets in 1985. By season's end, the offense had put 393 points on the board. They were on their way to a final regular season record of 11-5 and an AFC wildcard berth. The offense was back.
Every year's a new year. I'm sure our schedule's tougher and our division is tough, so we're going to have to really be ready.
One of the keys to this year's Jets offense is 25-year-old quarterback Ken O'Brien. Last year he passed for almost 4,000 yards and 25 touchdowns for the Jets. It was those kinds of stats that helped him win the team's MVP award.
I want to win. I want to win bad at anything I do, so we have 11 guys on offense and all the guys helping us in the background. And the main thing is just to win as far as we can. The Super Bowl is what every team shoots for, and that's what we're shooting for right at this point.
Last year, O'Brien was the NFL's top-rated quarterback, and he topped things off with a Pro Bowl appearance. In this, his 4th NFL season, he's already considered one of the best quarterbacks in the game. The Jets' backfield has another one of the game's best in running back Freeman McNeil. Last year, he ran for almost 1,400 yards.
As far as getting it going, yes, I'd like to be the one to get the ball first. I'd like to be the one to get it last. As a matter of fact, I'd like to get the ball all the time, but unfortunately, you know, it's not that way. It's a team sport, and I'm a team player. I think all we have is strengths. We can stay healthy and just keep getting better each day. I think every position's deep. There's not just one person at it, and we can explode on offense and defensively. You know, we can't move the ball against them in practice, so there's a lot of talent on defense, too, so we're just hoping we can all play up to our potential and just explode.
The Jets take off for the '86 season with one goal in mind. That goal is to get clearance. Clearance to land at this year's Super Bowl. Albie Oxenrider, Sports Watch 16 with the Jets in Hempstead, New York.
A final look at one of the AFC's contenders tomorrow as Albie takes us back to the Jets training camp. News from the New York Giants training camp, not good for Wilkes-Barre native and Penn State graduate Lance Hamilton. He's been cut from their preseason roster. Hamilton, who was not selected in this year's NFL draft, showed up at the Giants camp hoping to latch on as a free agent. Sorry to say that just didn't work out. Lance's brother Harry is a defensive back we've seen this week as with the New York Jets. And of course, we'll be back tonight at 11 with baseball highlights. The Yanks trying to make it 2 in a row over the Indians.
All right, Tim.
See you later.
Thank you. If you're a senior citizen, you know how tough it can be sometimes to get all the information you find you need. Well, we'll tell you about a helpful idea that's unique and successful next as Newswatch 16 continues.
Johnson Technical Institute can get you started on a rewarding future. Over 90% of last year's graduates have been placed in careers they were prepared for. At JTI, you receive hands-on training in many of today's high-tech fields and earn an associate in specialized technology degree. Evening classes are offered in some areas, and registration is going on right now. Johnson Technical Institute, learning to make America work. Located just off Interstate 81 at exit 56, call 342-6404.
Terminics, can you get rid of those little black bugs? They sort of look like, those.
Ooh. Oh, and how about those? Oh, you know, they eat anything. They... like that. Ooh.
I hate those.
No matter what's bugging you, call Terminics. We can handle the toughest problem
and keep it from coming back.
Excuse me, did you get the,
Terminics. No more bugs, no more worries.
Finally tonight, many senior citizens in Lycoming County are a little better informed tonight about programs and services available to them. Newswatch 16's Dan Fiorucci reports the reason is because of a Senior Citizens Day held at the Lycoming County Mall today.
What if you're a senior citizen and you want information on Social Security, or on senior housing, or on your health? You might spend all day traveling around town trying to get your questions answered. Or on this day, you could have come here to Lycoming County Mall and the Senior Citizens Expo.
Okay, you can watch the screen right here, sir, and I'll show you what your heart rate looks like.
At the Expo, you can have your heart examined by a portable electrocardiogram and maybe get medical advice.
I saw a lady that had some irregularities, and I advised her to call her physician tomorrow.
Or you could have learned about a special typewriter which allows the hard of hearing to make and receive phone calls.
Most of the people that have stopped here today have expressed a surprise that such a machine even exists. I think that the only way people in the community find out about it is through public information days like this.
In all, there were 59 displays here designed to give seniors the information they need on a variety of subjects.
Well, there are questions that you have, you just don't know where to get the answers to them.
And
this is providing a lot of answers to a lot of questions.
The Senior Expo was the idea of Lycoming County Assemblyman Alvin Bush. It went so well, another expo like it may be held next year. Dan Fiorucci, Newswatch 16 at the Lycoming County Mall in Muncie.
A much-needed service. Thank you, Dan. That's Newswatch 16 for Tuesday. Be sure to join us tonight on The Update when we'll be finding out how you feel about raising the speed limit to 65 miles per hour on the interstates. World News Tonight is next. For the entire team, including Karen, who has the night off, thank you for joining us. Good night.